Welcome back again, Forging Friends. We are on deck number 5 of this Dark Tidings opening, and let's see what we got today. Star Alliance logos and Saurians. It is Karios of Mountain's Gorge, and another big old head Archon with a mustache and some fins. We haven't had logos much at all in this box, so excited to see what we get. Dropping down the Archon card. And dropping down the Tide card, we are starting with Star Alliance. We have the action card Zap with Amber when you play it, and play, deal 1 damage to a creature for each house represented among creatures in play. Great card. Damage spreading. We've got Shield You Later, a 3-power, 2-armor creature. Maybe play it as an upgrade instead of a creature with the text, this creature gains +2 armor. I like that versatility. We got 2 of those. Operative Espeon, 4-power creature with elusive, and after a player raises the tide during their turn, they may use a creature they control. Both you and your opponent get some efficiency. We got Officer's Blaster, an upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature gains +2 power, and this creature gains destroyed. Attach this Officer's Blaster to this creature's right neighbor. Can bounce it around. Diplomat Agung, play Fight Reap for the remainder of the turn. A friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to the other houses. I forgot who made the comment, but I appreciate them. They said that, you know, for something like this, actually wait, no, this isn't for each house representing among creatures in play. So you can make something a house that might not necessarily be in either player's deck and get 1 more point of value out of this, which is a really cool idea. I never thought of that before. Pretty interesting card. Adds to this card's value quite a bit. CR Officer Hawkins, a 2-power creature with deploy. Play, gain 1 amber for each of CR Officer Hawkins' non-Star Alliance neighbors. Great card. Together, an action card with play, you may play a non-Star Alliance card. If the tide is high, you may play another non-Star Alliance card. That's really good efficiency. Playing cards off house, 2 cards off house pretty much every time you play this. Very, very cool. We've got Static Collection Array, an artifact with an Amber Pip. Your keys cost -1 amber while the tide is high and +1 amber while the tide is low. Good with a key sheet. And we got Force Field, an upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature gains Reap, ward this creature. Good protection. We've got Colonist Chapman, a 3-power creature with Taunt, and each of his non-Star Alliance neighbors gain Reap, gain 1 amber. Very cool. He's not a huge Taunt creature, but if we find out another way to protect him as well, he could do a lot of good work. I like that. Security Droid is a 4-power creature with Taunt, and maybe played as an upgrade with the text that this creature gains Taunt. So, pretty cool. Gives something Taunt. Going on to Saurians now, we have Venator Altum, a 7-power, 2-armor creature. After he's dealt damage, if the tide is low, he gets exalted. So, you know, your opponent has more of a incentive to attack him with a low-power creature with Skirmish, something that has 1 or 2 power with Skirmish. They can get a whole bunch of amber out of this guy, but otherwise he's really strong. We got 2 of him, okay. We got 3 of him. Wow, that's a really good fight deck. Oh my gosh, we need a way. We need some Scutums. We need some way of mitigating all the amber that could be on these guys for sure. Undeck Nathis, huge creatures in this Saurian so far. 12-power creature. While the tide is low, he deals no damage when fighting. We have 3 7-power creatures and a 12-power guy so far. Big creatures. Decadence. An action card with play, choose 1, exalt, ready, and use a friendly creature, or move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. Good versatility there. Got 2 of those. Carpavenum, action, exalt 2 enemy creatures. Get some extra amber there. Wipe Clear, play, it's an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, deal 1 damage to each creature, destroy each upgrade. Could be good. Humble is an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, exhaust a creature. If you do, move 3 amber from that creature to the common supply. We'll definitely need to use this on those 7-power guys. They're going to have a bunch of amber on them for sure. Bury Riches, action card with play. If the tide is high, move 1 amber from each creature to its controller's pool. Otherwise, raise the tide. That could be really good. Yeah, I mean we're gonna have at least 4 creatures with a bunch of amber on them. I think 3 or 4 creatures. Anklo Formation, action card with an Amber Pip. Play, choose 1. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature gains Skirmish, or exalt a friendly creature. For the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature gains Skirmish. Oh man, that'd be crazy with the amount of high-power Soaring creatures we have. That might be a soft board wipe if we fight with all of them. Look at this, another one. We've got Brachiodetus, sorry. 9-power creature with Deploy. Play, stun each of Brachydida's neighbors and move 1 amber from each of them to the common supply. So it's what's 2 amber off of a couple of our creatures. Actually pretty cool. Can kind of help out a little bit with some of our amber control. Moving on to logos now, we have Talmage Steelheart, a 3-power creature with play. Give her a +1 power counter for each card you have played this turn. Usually 2 to 3, depending on how much archiving we have. That could be really good. Static Charge, an upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature gains at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to each of this creature's neighbors. Great way to make one of your opponent's creatures work against them. Science, an action card with play. For the remainder of the turn after you play another card, gain 1 amber. Okay, we really want some archiving in this logos if possible. And we have Phase Shift too, an action card with play. You may play a non-logos card this turn. Man, we want some good archiving. Come on, we got two Phase Shifts. That's kind of amazing. All right. Information Exchange is an action card with play. Steal an amber. If your opponent stole amber from you on their previous turn, steal 2 instead. Pretty good card. Got 2 of those. Man, come on, archiving. Austeralis Seaborg, a 4-power creature with Reap. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Okay, got some damage spreading. Good fighters. Positron Bolt, action card with an Amber Pip. Play, deal 3 damage to a flank creature. Deal 2 damage to its neighbor, and deal 1 damage to the second creature's other neighbor. Really good damage spreading. Eureka is an action card with an Amber Pip. Alpha, gain 2 amber and archive 2 random cards. I mean, that's some archiving. It's not the best, but it's something. Universal Keylock is an artifact with an Amber Pip. Keys cost +3 amber, and if a player forges a key, destroy Universal Keylock. Good when you're behind. We've got the rare Chronophage creature with 3 power. Your opponent's creatures and artifacts gain Omega. Whoa. Their creatures and artifacts gain Omega. That's super disruptive. Really cool. That's the last card of the deck. Really interesting deck. A lot of stuff. I wish we had more archiving, but maybe that'll be enough. Maybe we just need a little bit of archiving. But I mean, man, I'm liking a lot what I'm seeing. Let's do the counts, and I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to my desktop. We have the deck pulled up here, and note a very cool Legacy Security Druid. Didn't notice that at first. And we have the counts here. So we have 15 creatures, 18 plus amber. I counted 18 plus because we have that science in the logos here. Science that could potentially get us a few more depending on how many logos cards we have in our hand. And then we also have the Eureka, which adds a lot to it. So a good amount of amber. Amber control, we have 4, a lot of really small one-offs. We have the Universal Keylock being the best one, then a few information exchanges, and probably one other thing to kind of mitigate amber. I think what's clear about this deck, it's a race deck. We really want to race our opponent because we have very few things to kind of keep them from hoarding a bunch of amber. So our goal is just to get there as fast as possible, which is kind of hard in Dark Tiding. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. As far as artifact control, nothing. Big weakness. Creature control, 5. We have a few things. No board wipes per se, but we have a few things like Zap. We have a few things that can kind of spread some damage around. But we have a lot of good fighters too. We have 3 of these Venator Atoms, Undognathus. We have that Brachyditis. I can't say that. I just have to accept it. We have a lot of ways. We have a lot of ways of fighting and taking care of opponents' boards. So that's kind of going to be a focus while we're racing amber. Efficiency 5. We have some ways of using cards off house, which is really interesting for a very fighty, racy deck to have. 2 phase shifts. We have the one that lets us use cards off house in Star Alliance together. So yeah, we have a few ways of using things off house and using up our hand a lot, which is great. Recursion, nothing recurs cards, and Disruption, the one thing we have is this Chronophage. We want to get him out early and protect him. Ideally, I'd like to see this Chronophage be equipped with Force Field. So every time he reaps, he gets warded, and then also have this Colonist Chapman guy next to him to protect him and give him another ability while he's on the board. That would be a great combo. Give him a Shield You later to give him some armor. That could be a great way. But the thing is, since you could Chronophage and then phase shift into those cards, which is really cool. That'd be a really good combo. That'd probably be some of the better combos in this deck. So with that in mind, it's got a lot of really good things. Lower creature count than we're used to. Not really a super high creature count. makes up for it with more amber, more versatility. But I think overall, since a lot of the core numbers, the amber control, no artifact control, and it's not really got much else. I'm not sure how viable it is going to be as a race deck. So with all that in mind, I might rate this pretty low, even though it breaks my heart to do so. I think this would be a fun one to play. I think I really want to try this at a locals sometime soon, just to see if I can have fun with it. But I think I will think it's, I think it's a 62. I want to rate it higher, but my guess is going to be a 62. It just doesn't have any major things to mess with their opponent's game plan aside from this chronophage. The chronophage is the main gimmick of this deck. If you don't draw it, even after a mulligan, then you're kind of, your opponent can run away with the game very quickly. So I'm going to guess a 62. Let me go to Decks of Keyforge here. I've copied the link. Go ahead and make your guesses now, and we'll see how close we got. Hopefully, maybe it'll be higher. We'll see. But I'm locking in my 62. Let's see what we got. 58. Oh my gosh, even worse than I expected. I thought I was going a little under with the 62, but 58. Probably one of the worst decks we've seen so far, according to SAS anyway. Let's see what it says in particular. 57 base arc, 5 synergy, -1 anti-synergy, -3 meta. One of the higher negatives in the meta that we've seen. For Amber Control, Universal Keylocks are best Amber Control. Venator Altum is, we're losing Amber Control because every time Venator Altum is attacked while the tide is low, we put an Amber on him, he gets exalted, so that's some negative Amber. And then for expected Amber, we have a lot of expected Amber. Eureka is 3, being the highest. Universal Keylock is 0.5 overall. So, the Amber generation is good. No artifact control. Speed is high. The Eureka phase shifts, very, very high efficiency. Chronophage for disruption. And let's see, nothing else really of note there. Looking at the synergies and anti-synergies, Chronophage has a lot, 105% with things that protect creatures. Like I said, our main game plan is getting this guy out early and then protecting him as much as possible, hoping our opponent can't get him off the board for at least a turn or two, to really slow them down and then just get momentum that way. This is our momentum gainer, and unfortunately that's the one thing we have. If we get him early, then we might win. If not, then we'll be playing from behind, and we're from the get-go, really. So Together has some efficiency with things that raise the tide, the Seaboard guy, and Berry Riches, which is nice. 65% efficiency, or synergy with Diplomat Agung and things that protect creatures, because we want to use him multiple times if possible. Yeah, a little bit of negative efficiency with Berry Riches and things that exalt enemy creatures, because that'll give them some amber too. Anything else of note? Science has a negative 50% base synergy percent, which I'm not sure exactly what that means, but Wipe Clear, that one that lets deal 1 damage to each creature and destroy each upgrade, because we have upgrades, has negative 100%. I don't think you can see that, but negative 100% synergy. And then finally, Decadence has some synergy with things that exalt friendly. So yeah, we can move some amber to our opponent's creatures. So yeah, we have some tools. I think it'd just be funny to win with the Chronophage guy. Just have him come out early and protect him, and your opponent just sitting there like everything they play, or what the creatures and artifacts they play, gain Omega. So they have to rely on their action cards, and if they have nothing that can get through maybe Chronophage into phase shift into a shield you later on him, give him some extra armor, and then put the taunt guy next to him. That could be really disruptive, especially if you're able to go. Well, you can't do it first. I know with phase shift you can still play an extra card, but I don't know. There's no point to doing that. So if you go second and you drop that, that would be huge. I think this deck is a very good race deck, but it wants to go second for that Chronophage so that it can get ahead a little bit. That's just my interpretation. If you guys have another interpretation, feel free to leave it down in the comments. And did you guess a 58? I thought it was bad, but I didn't know it would be this bad. Go ahead and leave that comment and anything else you might see. I appreciate the comments that talk about combos you might see that I haven't seen in this quick this quick look at it. So leave that down there. And if you like this video, I appreciate a like. And if you want to see more of this content, I really appreciate it if you subscribe. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.